with Shayda. I'm your host, and this is where I teach you how to make simple, healthy, plant-based meals that are salt, oil, and sugar-free. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please consider doing so. And when you're subscribing, make sure to hit that the ring button, the bell actually, so that way you will be notified every time that there's a new video up or if I'm going live. And one other thing, if I could ask you guys, please comment on the YouTube channel. I absolutely love reading your comments and answering any questions that you guys may have. And you guys have been doing that, and I absolutely love it. So continue to comment on the YouTube channel. It's greatly appreciated, and make sure to give us a thumbs up if you happen to like our videos. So today we are going to make it's an inspired Persian dish. For you Persians that are following me along, is Baghali Polo, which is rice with fava beans. And these are the double green fava beans that I buy in the Middle Eastern market. But sometimes we don't want to eat a lot of rice in this house. So what I started doing with it is I make it in the rice cooker, and I'm using quinoa, which you guys can find quinoa in all your supermarkets, and it tastes wonderful. So what goes into this dish? So we're going to have quinoa. We're going to use saffron. Saffron is absolutely delicious, and if you are Middle Eastern, you are very familiar with saffron because we absolutely use it in a lot of our cooking. And when you get your saffron, and I'll post a link to the saffron from my Amazon store, when you get it, it comes in little threads. So what you'll want to do is get this little mortar, brick and mortar that I have, and I take it and I just grind it as finely as possible. And I will probably do the whole thing to this package. I'll grind it, then I keep it in this little container, and I keep it in the refrigerator. So that way, anytime that I need some fresh saffron, I have it on hand. I don't have to sit there and grind it or do anything. The other thing that goes in here is dried dill. Now, I've made this both ways, with fresh dill and with dried dill. And honestly, I didn't find any difference in the taste. So you know what? I'm going to go with the dry because it just makes my life a lot easier than having to sit and wash the dill and then chop it up and then add it in there. But I do use fresh dill and a lot of fresh herbs in my salads. So, you know, decide how you want to use it. But if you're not using fresh herbs in your salads, you guys are really missing out. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rinse the quinoa. I'm going to bring a pot of water to boil because I find that it helps with the cooking time in this. And I'll show you what we're going to do with all of this. You are going to be using frozen fava beans in here. You do not need to defrost this. You can just go ahead and pour this into the pot. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're going to take the quinoa, and I've taken it and I've rinsed it, and I'm going to put it in here. And the recipe is going to be posted on my website at healthycookingwithshayda.com. And in fact, that's where all my recipes are. So in case you're looking for the written recipe. And then what I've done is we're going to take, this is double peeled green fava beans. This is what you want to look for. You want to make sure that it's double peeled when you go to the Middle Eastern market, and it's by Sadaf. They have different brands, and it's okay, but I kind of I'm partial to this brand. It just, to me, it's better. The beans are bigger, so that's what I put in there. And you could probably get away with one bag of beans, but no, I like both bags, because I just love a lot of beans in there. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it like that. Now, I went ahead and I boiled some hot water, and we're going to add the water to the pot. And I like adding the boiling water because it helps to start, you know, defrosting the beans. And then, okay, so that's in there. And let's start to mix this a little bit. Now we are going to add our favorite, the secret ingredient, I think, saffron. And that's how I measure, so I apologize ahead of time. But for you guys, for the written recipe, I actually measured it. So not to worry, it's in there. And then we are going to add the dried dill. This recipe is so easy to make, and it's so high in protein. For all of you people out there that worry if we're getting enough protein, which we're all getting enough protein, you can't go wrong with this dish, as there's plenty of protein right here. Okay, so give it a good mix. Now, some of you want to add salt to this, you can. Those of you that don't want to add salt to this, you don't have to. You want to add a little bit of miso to this, you certainly can. It's your choice. I'm not going to tell you whether to do it or not to do it. I sometimes will add salt because my mom needs this. She's very low in sodium, but for the most part, we get enough sodium through everything else. But if you guys are inclined to add it, by all means, no right or wrong here. And I'm going to post a link to this rice cooker. It's aroma rice cooker. What I love about it is that it's got a quinoa function button on here. So I don't have to worry about anything. I basically turn it on, hit the quinoa function, call it a day, and that's it. It really doesn't get any simpler than this. And there it goes. You guys heard the beep, so it's starting to cook. And when it's done, we'll come back and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Okay guys, moment of truth. The quinoa is ready. It just beeped, so let's open it up and you can see that the hot stuff's coming out. Make sure you mix this a little bit. Now, when you first are going to take this out, it might seem that it's a little bit sticky, but that's okay. As it sits over time, it'll start to absorb all the water and it'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out of here. I'm going to plate it and I'll be right back and show you guys the final product. All right guys, so here's our final product. The quinoa with fava beans. This is absolutely delicious. So one way that we Iranians will eat this when we have Baghali Polo, which is the fava beans with the rice, or even with the quinoa, is with yogurt. It goes really well with a side of yogurt. You can put the yogurt on top of it and just mix it, and it's absolutely delicious. So I've made a YouTube video on how I make yogurt for my mom, and we've always got, I'm always making it at least twice a week. I will make yogurt. That's how much we go through it. And the yogurt on top of this, it's so good, you guys. It is absolutely delicious. I hope you guys will give this recipe a try. Please make sure to comment in the YouTube channel what you think of this recipe and how you liked it if you've made it. And I can't wait to hear from all your cooking experience. Thank you for watching another episode of Healthy Cooking with Shayda. And remember, guys, it's one bite at a time, one meal at a time. And until next time, take care, guys.